So in today's class, we are going to discuss the next concept of Python is called as while loop. Okay, next concept is called as while loop. So loop, once again, we are going to explain, we are going to see the loop concept, but earlier we have worked on the concept called as for loop. And this time we are going to work on the concept called as while loop. Now, what is the difference between the for loop and while loop? Okay, first let us understand this. Loop means nothing but repeating the code. So loop is nothing but a repetition of code. Repeating the code is called as loop, right? Now, what is meant by for loop? For loop means nothing but for each value, repeat the code is called as for loop. Okay, for each and every value, repeat the code is called as for loop. Now, what is while loop? While loop is nothing but till the condition satisfies. Till the condition satisfies. Till the condition satisfies. Repeat the code is called as while loop. Okay, while loop means nothing but till the condition satisfies. What is meant by condition satisfies means? So here in the while loop, we are going to use based on the condition. We are going to work based on the condition. So there will be some condition. So the syntax is going to be like this: while, and you have to write here one condition. And colon, inside that we have to write the block of code. Okay, so now whereas for loop, we are going to write for I in given list or whatever the range or list or tuple or whatever it is, we are going to execute the for block. This is called as for block. And this is called as while block because it is under the while, it is called as while block. Now this block of code, we are going to execute till this condition is satisfied. Means answer of this is true. Till the answer is true, we have to execute the while block. When the answer is going to convert to false, we have to stop the while block. Till that, we have to continue. Okay. Example. What I'm going to do is, first I'm going to take while. Okay. While I is equal to 1. I is equal to 1. So first I is equal to 1 I'm going to give. Okay, I is equal to 1 or I is equal to 0, whatever it is, some value you are assigning. And while I is equal to 1, inside that print ds, you are writing like this. Now first I is equal to 1. So it is going to create an object of 1 with I. Okay, first step. Second step, it is going to check this condition. I is equal to 1, comparison operator, and it is considering whether 1 is equal to 1, true or false, true. Since the condition is true, entered into the loop, execute the while block. What is there in the while block? ds is there, ds. It is going to print ds. Again, it will come back to here. Again, it will check. Now, what is the I value? Still 1 only. 1 is equal to 1. Again, true. Again, it will consider. Again, ds. Again, ds. Like this, it is going to continue. It is called as infinite loop. Never the condition is going to fail, right? Now, if you write inside this, I is equal to I plus 1. You have written like this. Now what happens? The same thing. Now in this case, tell me, first I is equal to 1 will be taken. Since the condition is true, it enters and it print the ds. Up to here it is okay. After that, I is equal to 2. Now I is equal to 2. 2 with I. The previous one will be deleted. The previous I will be deleted. Now 2 is equal to 1. Condition is true. No, condition is false means it is going to come out of the while block. It is just coming out of the while block. When the for loop will stop, when generally the for loop will stop normally, if you don't use the break statement, normally when the for loop will stop, if all the values are completed, it will stop automatically. Completed, it will stop. Right? It will stop. If all the values in the given list, or in the range or whatever it is, in the given sequence, if all values in the sequence are completed, it will stop generally. That is for loop. Whereas while loop, When it is going to stop means if the condition failed. If condition fails only, it will stop. Otherwise, it will continue only. If the condition fails only, it will stop. Otherwise, it will continue. Right? Is that clear? Now, what is the difference between while block and for miss? While will work on the sequence of values, where while is going to work completely based on the condition. It is going to work on the condition based. It is working on the condition. Okay, so that is the syntax also we have to write. The syntax for the for is for I in sequence. You have to give some sequence, that is range, list, tuple, whatever it is, some sequence, and execute the for block. Execute the for block. Okay, till all the values of sequence is completed, you have to execute the for block. For whereas while the syntax is W, small letter WHILE, and you have to write condition. You have to write the condition and keep the colon. And inside that, you have to write the block of code, whatever the block of code you want to execute. Till the condition phase, it will continue. It will come from here, again back to here, again back to here, back to here, back to here. How many times it will come back to here? Till all the values in the sequence are completed, it will come back. Similarly, it will also do the same thing. It will come back like this till the condition fails. Till the condition fails, it will continue within the loop only. It will be inside only. It will move within the inside. When the condition has failed, automatically it will come out of that. Right? So let us see with multiple examples. Once again, this one also. So just the first example. Okay, this is the first example. X is equal to 0 while X is less than or equal to 6. So first it is going to check. 0 is less than or equal to 6. Condition satisfied. Satisfied means, what is the meaning of condition satisfied means? Execute the while block. In the while block, what is there? These are the two lines are there. First line is print X. Second line is X is equal to X plus 1. So whenever you are writing the loop, so first X is equal to 0. So 0 is less than or equal to 6. Since the condition is true, execute the while block. What is there inside the while block? Print X. X means X is equal to 0. This has to be printed. 0 will be printed. Now what is the X is equal to X plus 1? That is 0 plus 1. Now X value is going to be 1. Now X is equal to 1 and it will enter, again it will come back to this portion. Now it will check whether 1 is less than or equal to 6. Condition is true or false? Again it is true. True means again it enters into the block. Now print X. Print X means 1 will be printed. Now X is equal to 1 plus 1, which is nothing but 2. Next, now X is equal to 2. Again it will come back to here. And 2 is less than or equal to 6. Again it will check the condition. Since the condition is true, it is going to print the output of print X, that is 2. Again X is equal to 2 plus 1, which is equal to 3. Now this X is equal to 3 will taken and it will come back to here. Again it will come back to the same position. Now again it will check with respect to it is less than or equal to 6. Again it is true. So print X, that is 3, and X is equal to 3 plus 1, which is equal to 4. Once this is completed, now X is equal to 4. Again it will check 4 is less than or equal to 6. Again the condition is true. Print X, that is 4, and X is equal to 4 plus 1, which is equal to 5. Again, next X is equal to 5. Again it will check the condition. 5 is less than or equal to 6. Condition is true. So print X. Print X means what is there in the X? 5 is there. 5 will be printed. And X is equal to 5 plus 1, which is 6. X is equal to 6. 6 is less than or equal to 6. Condition is true or false? Again true. True means 6 also will be printed. Now X is equal to 7. Now X is equal to 7. 7 is less than or equal to 6. Condition failed here. So it will stop here and it will come out of the while block. So what are the printed? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 also get printed. So like this, it is getting printed. Till the condition gets satisfied, it will be printed. Whenever the condition is not satisfied, it is not going to print. Okay. This is example number 1. Now let us go with example number 2. In the same case, I'm just writing if x is greater than or equal to, instead of less than, I'm using directly greater than. Again, now tell me, x is equal to 0. First it will come here. 0 is greater than or equal to 6. Condition is true or false? False. False means no need to execute the while block. While block will not be, there is no error. While block will not be executed. Just while block will be skipped off because while condition failed now. So while block will not be executed. How the similarly if condition fails means if block will not be executed. Similarly while block condition failed means while block will not be executed. The only, sir, then what is the difference between if you write like this? Let us take the same thing, the code. X is equal to 0 while x is less than or equal to 6 and print x and x is equal to x plus 1. This is program number 1 which we have done earlier, right? Now this is the program number 1. Program number 2, x is equal to 0 if x is less than or equal to 6, print x and x is equal to x plus 1. Now what is the difference between these two programs? First let us understand this one. Already I have already explained you, right? Now understand this one. What happens? X is equal to 0. Okay, 0 is less than or equal to 6. Condition is true. Condition is true means execute the if block. Inside the if block, what is there? 0. Print x is there. 0 will be printed. Now what is the x is equal to? X plus 1. Now what is the x value? 1. Print is 0. 0 will be printed. Now x value will be 1. That's it. Completed. It will come out of the things. Means the only difference between this one and this one is it is going to execute only for one time. It will execute for multiple times. Executing one time is if block. Executing multiple times is while loop. Loop is called as doing the same thing, repetition. Where if will do only one time, it will check only one time. After this, again it will not come back to here. It is not loop now to come back there to the original position. Either for or while only it will come back to the original position again back to execute once again. Whereas if means one time only it will check and one time it will give the answer. So now if you execute the program, see, instead of while, if I write here if, now what happens? The print x means print 0. 0 will be printed. Now what is the value of x? Last stored x value? X is equal to 1. So 1 will be there. Already x is equal to x plus 1 also is there and 1 will be there. If you want that one also to be printed means print x. Once again I ask print x. Now first print x is equal to 0. 0 less than or equal to 6. Condition satisfied. Print 0. So 0 will be printed. Followed by x is equal to x plus 1. That is x is equal to 1. And print x. Now what is the latest value of x? 1. So 0 and 1. 2 will be printed. Like this it is getting printed. Now this is with respect to if block. Now whereas the same thing if you write instead of if while. If you write like this. If you go with the while. What happens with the while means? The only difference is again it will come back from here to here. It is not going to stop for one time. It will continue once again. Loop is called as repetition. Whereas if is for one time. It is checking for only one time. That is the difference between while and if. Finally, it is also working on the condition only. If the condition satisfies means execute the block. Condition not satisfied, not execute the block. Concept is same. But again and again doing the same thing or not. That is just thing. For example, now I am explaining for you an example. One example. In the class, I have explained you some example. Okay, example number 1. And after the class, you are practicing. Okay, you are doing for one time. Though you have understand, whether you have not understand also, you are doing for one time. Whatever the code I have executed in the class, the same thing you are doing in the practice session for one time, which is called as revision. Though you understand or not understand also, still you are writing for one time. If you are practicing for multiple times, the same code you are trying for multiple times, still you understand the concept. That is called as practicing. Practicing means until understanding, till you understand is called as practice. Till you understand the concept, not the example. till you understand the entire concept, you are doing the thing is called as, for that we require multiple times revision, multiple times different examples we have to try. Multiple times of revision is called as practice. One time is called as revision. This is with respect to if, and this is with respect to loop. Example, just an example. Okay. Now which one you want to do, that is you are going to select. Some people will not even do revision, just they will listen only. Okay, that is their choice, purely their choice. Just who are going to do the revision means for one time itself they are doing means it is called as revision. Doing the same thing, different examples. See, for example, here this one is there, while loop I have written so much of detailed explanation, right? Now for second example also I am writing detailed explanation. For third example I am writing detailed explanation. For fourth example I am writing. For fifth example I am writing. For sixth example I am writing. Like this, for each and every cell I am writing detailedly what is the backend it is going to happen, and finally what type of answer you are going to get. I am writing very detailedly, right? But are you writing the same thing in the notes? Means I am practicing while explaining. I am doing that one means I am practicing. That is the reason I am perfect. I am getting perfect. You also write the same way for every program. Write the detailness. Why for one program only you have to write detailedly in the notes? Why for other programs also, for other cells also you write detailedly. For 1.5 hours I am writing continuously. I am writing for 1.5 hours in front of you, right? I am explaining and then I am writing, speaking and writing. Both the things I am doing for 1.5 hours. After the class you can't do for 1.5 hours for your own sake. For your own sake, you can't write 1.5 hours detailedly that one. At the end, who is going to learn? You are going to learn. At the end, who is going to get the job? You. At the end, who is going to get the salary? You. If you don't practice, what happens? For me, nothing. If you practice more, what happens? Nothing. For me, nothing. If you practice also, for me, nothing. If you don't practice also, for me, nothing. The only change is for you. It is going to impact. So if you write more detailed in your notes, step-by-step execution for every example. For example, this example is there. Instead of less than or equal to, less than I have taken. Again, write the step-by-step. Why you have to say immediately the answer? So this is the answer. Why you have to shout? Instead of that, if you write the execution, what happens? 2 minutes later you will tell. Instead of saying very fastly, 2 minutes late you will say. But finally you will say the correct answer. And you will understand each and every detailed concept. Right? So here completely of way of practicing is your choice. In what way you want to practice. Just I am saying from my end. Okay. This is the better way for understanding easily. Okay. That is from my perspective I am saying. Choice is yours at the end. Right? Now here if you consider with respect to like this. Now next example, second example. Let us go with second example. Now in this example, x is equal to 8. X is greater than or equal to 6. Print x and x is equal to x minus 1. What is the answer, miss? First, x is equal to 8. 8 is greater than or equal to 6. Condition is true. Execute the while block. Execute the while block means first print x. 8 will be printed. X is 8 na? 8 will be printed. After that, x is equal to x minus 1. That is 8 minus 1, which is equal to 7. Now this 7 will be considered here. Again, it will come back to the original position. That is called as loop. So now x is equal to 7. 7 is greater than or equal to 6. Condition is true. Since the condition is true, 7 will be printed. X is equal to 7 minus 1, which is 6. Now x is equal to 6. 6 is greater than or equal to 6. Again, the condition is true. X is equal to, sorry, first print x. Print x means print 6. After that, x is equal to 5. Now x is equal to 5. 5 is greater than or equal to 6. Condition failed. So block of while block will stop here. So these are the three things will be printed. 8, 7, 6. I have written the clear explanation, right? Cell, complete cell one by one. What happens exactly in the Python back. From here again it will go to here. I have written very clearly, right? The same clearly if you write in your notes, what happens, miss? You'll get the correct answer 1. If you write everything like this, miss, 1, you'll get correct answer. 2, you'll understand the concept very clearly. Concept will be understand very clearly if you write like this. 3, this is one of the most important one. After 10 days, if you want to revise also, your notes will be very clear for you. That will be very clear for you. You don't need to recollect what was done at that time. It will be very clear for revision purpose. Our notes will be helpful for doing the revision very quickly and easily. This is one of the most important point. It is going to be helpful in the future. Right? If everything detailedness is there, miss, that is going to be helpful in this manner. So that is the reason we have to write everything in the notes. Understand the concept. Later we'll change the examples. And concept is clear, miss. Instead of greater than, less than is there, what happens? Instead of less than, equal to is there, what happens? Instead of equal to, not equal to is there, what happens? Change different and tell me the answers. If double equal to is there, what is the answer? What is the answer if the double equal to is there? X is equal to 8. 8 is equal to 6. Condition is false, miss. While loop will not work. So nothing will be output. Nothing output will be there. If it is less than, now what is the output? 8 is less than or equal to 6. Again the condition is failed. So again the no output will be there. For this one also no output will be there. If the condition is true. Now in this case I am going to get 8, 7 and 6. 3 answers. Right? Next one is this one. X is equal to 0. While 0 is less than 5, x is equal to x plus 3. Every time we don't need to add x is equal to x plus 1. In the for loop, within the for loop, automatically the next number will be selected. Automatically next number will be selected. But in the while loop, till the condition only. Here x is equal to x plus 1 is not mandatory. Anything you can write. So, sir, I have not written x also, sir. Y is equal to x plus 10 I have written, sir. Something you have written. Now, what is the x value only it will observe, but it will not observe the y value. It will observe the condition is true or false. That one only it will see. Yes or no. Condition is true or false. Inside what is there? For what is the output? Whether print is there, print is not there. These things it is not going to observe. Condition true or not true. True means execute the while block. Not true means don't execute the while block. Simple. Right? Concept is executing the while block till the condition is true. That is called as concept. Understanding the concept means understanding with respect to here the condition, till the condition satisfies. Till this condition satisfies, it is going to execute. Right? Now x is equal to 0. Now tell me answer of this one. X is equal to 0. Now 0 is less than 5. Condition is true. X is equal to 0. Condition is true. Now inside this, what is there? Execute the while block. While block is only this line. This print is whether while block or out of the while block. Out of the while block. So x is equal to x plus 3, which is nothing but 0 plus 3, which is 3. Now here, what is there in the print? Within the while block, what is the print? Nothing is the print. So nothing will be printed. So next, x is equal to 3. 3 is less than 5. So now again it is condition is true. X is equal to 3 plus 3, which is equal to 6. Nothing will be printed. Within the while block, nothing is there for printing. So nothing will be printed, completed after this. Now x is equal to 6. 6 is less than 5. Condition failed. So while block will stop and it will come out of the while block. Now what is the last value of x? X is equal to 6. Where the condition has failed is x is equal to 6. So 6 is the answer. Got the point? Is that clear? Till the condition satisfies. Till you get the condition satisfies, it is going to execute the while block. Now let us go with this one. Now 0, I is equal to 0 and S is equal to 0. Okay. And while, first you have to write I is equal to 0, S is equal to 0, while block. I is less than 5, less than or equal to, that is 0 is less than or equal to 5. Now condition satisfied, true. Execute the while block. What is there inside the while block? S is equal to S plus I. What is S? 0. 0 plus I is 0, which is 0 again. I is nothing but I is equal to I plus 1. That is nothing but what is the I value? 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. Now latest S value is this one, latest I value is this one. Print S and I. This is inside the while block or outside the while block? Inside the while block. So 0 and 1 will be printed. Okay. Now this S is equal to 0, I is equal to 1 will be taken and it will end. It will see the next one. 1 is less than or equal to 5. Condition is true or false? True. True means execute the while block. What is there in the while block? S is equal to S plus I. What is the last value of S? 0. Here 0 is there. 0. What is the last value of I? 1. So this is total is 1. Now I is equal to I plus 1. That is last value of I is 1 plus 1 which is 2. Now it is asking to print I and 2. That is S and I. What is the S and I? That is 1 and 2. It will be printed. So whichever is getting printed, I am keeping in the circles like this, so that I can understand, oh, these are the getting printed finally. Now, after that, now again, next one, I is, what is the last I value? I is equal to 2, S is equal to 1. Keep this one separately and let us start. 2 is less than or equal to 5. True or false? True. Again, execute the for while block. That is, S is equal to S plus I. What is the S value? 1 plus 2, which is nothing but 3. I value? I plus 1, which is nothing but 2 plus 1. I is equal to 2. 2 plus 1, again it is 3. So now 3 and 3. Okay, print S and I, 3 and 3. First S will be printed, or with respect to I will be printed? S followed by. So 3 and 3. First S followed by. Now S is equal to 3, I is equal to 3. Now 3 is less than or equal to 5. Again condition is true. So S is equal to S plus I. That is 3 plus I. 3 plus 3 which is equal to 6. I is equal to 3 plus 1 which is 4. And 6 and 4. Next, 4 is less than or equal to 5. Condition is true. Now S is equal to S plus I. Now what is the S value? 6 is the S value. 6. What is the I value? 4. 4 is the I value, which is equal to 10. Now I value is equal to 4 plus 1, which is nothing but 5. And print 10 and 5. Now after that, 5 is less than or equal to 5. Again condition is true. So since the condition is true, S is equal to, what is the last root S value? 10. What is the I value? 5. 10 plus 5, 15. I is equal to 5 plus 1, which is 6. And it is going to print 15 and 6. These are the things which is getting printed. Right? Next, after that, once this is also completed, next 6 is less than or equal to 5. It is going to false. It is going to break. It is going to not exist. Now, what are the getting printed for the first time? S comma I. That is 0 space 1. Comma I means space 1. After that, when the second time 1 and 2. After that 3, 3. After that 6, 4. After that 10, 5. After that 15, 6. Finally, I am going to get the output as like this. If I execute. Right? So, one concept is clear for me. 2, output also perfect answer I will get. Not even small deviation also. But it will take for me 1 or 2 minutes more time. Once we practice, multiple times we practice, that one also will be covered off within the short time. Once we practice with 10 or 20, 30, 40 examples, everything will be fast automatically. Fastness can be, you can get the fastness by doing the multiple practices, but you will not understand the concept by doing the multiple examples. Right? So now here, we want to print from 0 to 100. You want to print from 0 to 100. What are the options you are having? Print a range of 0 to 100. Directly if you write 0 to 100 means 100 also included means 101. You have to take up to 101. Range of 0 to 101. Simple. And if you want as a list means list of range of 0 to 101. Automatically you will get as a list. If you take this one, list of range of list of range of 0 to 101 because both should be inclusive. So you are going to get as a list like this. I want side by side. So what I'm going to do in terms of print, within the print I'm going to use with respect to separator or with respect end is equal to space. Within the print end is equal to space. Now, so print. So you're going to get like this in terms of if you use the print or if you use end is equal to separator, end is equal to space, something like this. If you use, you're going to get in terms of this, right? Now, next one is, this is one way from getting 0 to 100. This is as a list you are getting, but I don't want as a list. I want one down, second one, like this I want. This is option number 1. You have got using the print list of range of, this is first option, option number 1. Option number 2, for I in range of 0 to 101, print I. This is option number 2. I'm going to get like this. So side by side, if you want miss, I'm writing end is equal to space. This one as a list I have got. This one without the list I have got. This is without list and this is as a list. This is list and this is without list where the for loop. Now I want the same answer using the while loop. While I less than 100 means exactly when the 100 comes, it is going to fail. So I'm going to write while x is less than 101 or equal to, anything you can write. I less than or equal to 100. Print I value. Print I value. Print the I value. Now, but starting I value, some value you have to assign. Na? From where you want to start? I is equal to 0. You have to start from here. Now, after that, every time you have to increment 1. So you are going to increment I is equal to I plus 1. That's it. Like this, we are going to write the code. How we have written the for loop code? Similarly, I am writing the while loop code. From where I have started? First, I have started this one. First, while whether 100 has to be included or not. Included means equal to, not included means less than. First, this step I have written. After writing this step, print I. Print I only have to be printed. So every time it is going to print the I, but it has to take the different value means I have to give a different value. That is I is equal to I plus 1. Now, if I write like this, I is equal to I plus 1. If I write like this, now first I value, what is the initial I value, first I value? From where it has to take? So it is going to take from I is equal to 0. Later I am going to give at the end this one. Now if I execute, and here I am going to get that one. So once again I am getting downwards. So I am going to write here n is equal to. So here less than I have taken, less than or equal to. This is with respect to using for loop. This is using while loop. Sir, which one is best, sir? Whichever you remember, that is the best one. In the real life. In the interview room, as per the interview question. If they ask using the for loop means we have to write using for loop. If they ask using while loop means we have to write while loop. If they ask choice is yours means we have to set as per our choice. If the interviewer has not asked any questions means you don't need to select out. You can select as per your choice. Of course, interviewer is not going to ask these type of silly questions for the data scientist. Right? No coding questions, no Python coding questions in the interview room for the data scientists. Okay. Directly next level only, advanced level only. Right? Now, if you want to print the even numbers, only even numbers, add with 2 instead of 1, add with 2. Automatically, you will get the even numbers only now. If you want to have the, which is the number is divisible by 5, add with 5. 0 also not required. Start with initially 5 only. Start with 5. The numbers which are divisible by 5 you will get. If you take instead of 5, if you take 1, what happens? 1 is condition satisfied. So 1 will be printed. 1, 6, 11, 16. This numbers you will get. So first number you want to start with 5 means start with 5. First number you want to start with 0 means start with 0. Whatever the first number you want, select that first number. Right? Or no, sir, I want to keep 0 only. Is there any other option? Inside this, go with the print I plus 5. Instead of printing 0, print directly 5 there only. And once the 5 will be added, again 5 will come into inside. 5 plus 5, 10. 10 will be printed. Once again, you execute the code. Again, the same answer. That is one option. This is one option. Like this, multiple options are there in the Python. Right? You can play with the Python. If you understand the concept means you can play. Right? As per your choice. No, sir. Still, I want to create J is equal to I plus 5. I plus 5. And here I will write J. Okay, write J. Now what happens in this case? Anyone can answer? So for your easy understanding, instead of going with 100, let us go with 10 only. Now, how many by seeing will tell the answer? How many will write the execution of the code and tell the answer? We'll see. Choice is yours. At the end, I require correct answer only. If you execute the code as a Python miss, you'll get the correct answer. With your eyes, if you see and try to sell the answer miss, 50-50. Anything can happen. But if you write in your notes step-by-step execution, 100% you will get the correct answer only. There is no other option for you. If this is the code, what is the answer? What? 5? 5, 10, 15. 5, 10. 15 printed or not? No, 5, 10. How many are going with 15? Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3. 3 members are 15. Okay. Out of these 3 members, any one member can explain the code detailedly, one by one. First, I is equal to 0. Not others. Only the person who has raised the hand, who told the answer will be with respect to 5, 10, 15. Only those students. Okay. So 0 less than or equal to 10. True or false? True. True means J is equal to I plus 5. 0 plus 5. What is answer? 5. Now print J. J will be printed. That is 5 and space. 5 space will be printed. In the printer, 5 and space you are printing. Not only 5. 5 and space. Both you are printing. Okay. 5 space. You have to write in the print option 5 space. Next. Next. I is equal to I plus 5. What is I? 0. 0 plus 5, 5. Now I is equal to 5. Now 5 is less than 10. True. Now what is the J? I plus 5. What is I? 5 plus 5, which is 10. Now print J. That is 10 space will be printed. This one also will be printed. After that, I is equal to I plus 5. What is the I value? 5. 5 plus 5, which is 10. Next, I is equal to 10. Okay. 10 is less than or equal to 10. Condition is true? True. J is equal to I plus 5. That is 10 plus 5, which is 15. Now print J 15 space. And I is equal to, which is nothing but I plus 5. That is 10 plus 5, which is 15. So now again, I is equal to 15. Now 15 is less than or equal to 10. Condition failed. So now what are the things are printed? 5 space, 10 space, 15 space. This is the output. So after 15 also there is a space. If you check here, there will be a space in the output. 5 space, 10 space, 15 space also will be there in the output. That is the answer. Others who has told only 10. Now what is the mistake you have done in your notes? You have to see. Who has told the 5 and 10? You have to check the answers. Only 3 students has given the correct answer, which is 5, 10, 15 from the offline. In the online, okay, good number of students. In online, number of students are giving. Right? Is that clear, guys? Next one is, this one already completed. Now, we want to add the n natural numbers. For example, ask the user to do the sum of first 5 natural numbers. What is meant by natural numbers first? Starts from 1, 2, like this. What is meant by whole numbers? 0, 1, 2. Right? So now natural numbers means 1. Now ask the user till what number you want. Means, for example, the user has entered 5. And you have to write the code in such a way that 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 and total of 15. This one has to be printed as the output. Now tell me the code. That too, I want the code using the same code using for loop, using while loop. Now in this class, I require while loop. After the class, I require the for loop. Now tell me, what is the answer? Or I will write the for loop and you tell me while loop, because I have explained while loop now. Of course, for loop also I only explain. But so here first, for I in range of 0 to n plus 1, whatever the user, enter the number n. You are going to ask the user to enter in the n. Now you are going to take I is equal to range of 0 to this one. And sum you are going to assign initially 0 and sum is equal to sum plus I. You are going to continue and finally you are going to print. Yes, that is sum. This is for loop. Okay. Yes, natural numbers only. So if you are not interested in 0 means, if you have 0 added also not a problem. If you don't add also not a problem. Right? Now, sum should be initialized with 0 only. Initialization should be done with 0 only, but starting number has to be 1. Now you have taken 5. Till 5 means first 1 to 5. First 1 will be taken. Sum will be 0 plus 1. 1. After that 2. Sum is equal to 1 plus 2. That is 3. After that sum is equal to 3 plus 3. 6. After that sum is equal to 6 plus 4. 10. After that sum is equal to 10 plus 5. 15. Overall the sum is going to be 15. This is my output for the for loop. Now tell me the same code for the while block. For using while. How I have to write it? This is for same 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 has to be added and I have to get the 15 as the output. What is the program I have to write? While I less than or equal to n, you have to take n, whatever the answer they have to enter, something they have to enter, and you have to write while I is less than or equal to n. This is the first step. Next, you have to use sum is equal to sum plus I. So sum initialization will be done with 0. Print sum. That's it. Here you have to take till n miss. Here also you are considering n only. The same thing. This one I am converting here. This is as it is. 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 Only change of, instead of for loop I am writing the while loop. What is the difference? Have you understand? Now just once again I am explaining the same thing. First I am using for loop for I in range of, from where I am starting, from 1 to n. N also should be included, means n plus 1. Now ask the user to enter this n value. So come back again, you ask the user to enter the n value. N is equal to input of. Input of. So the user is going to enter some number, it should be converted to int. So int of input of. Okay, n value ready. Now for loop. Within the for loop, what you are going to do? Sum is equal to sum plus I. So some value you have to assign to the some value. So you are going to assign the some value called as s is equal to 0. And after that, finally, from here, you are going to get the sum and print the sum. That is nothing but print s. Right? This is for loop. Now the same thing, just I'm copying paste. Now without copy paste, I'll write while. First I'll write while I less than or equal to n. N also should be included now. So n is nothing but asking the user to enter the value. Now n is nothing but input of input of. Okay. Now n. Now what you have to do? S is equal to s plus I. Now s value you have to assign. So s is equal to 0 assigned. After that, now you have to come back to print s. Video recording fast. Okay. So next you are going to come to here. That is nothing but print s. Whatever it is there, print s. Print s. Now every time the I has to be incremented with the next number. Next number has to be incremented means I is equal to I plus 1. You have to take I is equal to I plus 1. So that the next number will be incremented, or otherwise it is not going to be incremented. Here range means automatically it will be incremented. The next number will be taken by using the for loop. Whereas for while loop, you have to increment the next number. So now if you write like this, now if you ask with respect to execute 5, if you write miss s is equal to 1. So first I value, you have to assign the I value also, right? So I value also you are assigning as 1, initially 1. I value has to be assigned. So you are going to get this one, right? The same, I have entered 5 here and I have got 15 as the output. Same 5 I have entered and I have got the 15 as the output. The only difference is this one. Because if you don't assign the I value, it is not considering the I value. Actually, it has to throw the name error, but the problem is I value is considered this value. Why it is not throwing the name error means if you restart the kernel, if you clear off all the outputs, means the previous variables, if you clear miss, none of the I values there miss. Now what is the error you are going to get without assigning this one miss? If you don't assign, you are going to get an error called as name error. Name error with respect to I is not defined. So you are going to get I, because I value you have not assigned any value. You have to start somewhere. Na? So somewhere that is I is equal to 1. And you have to increment. These are the 2 lines which you have to do every time. One is initialization, one is with respect to incrementing. Increment or decrement, whatever it is. So now it is going to be executed. If you write 5, it will be printed 15. In while loop, after writing while loop, here whatever you have to write is only the condition. Output of this one should be true or false, not the values. Here you have to write the condition only, which gives the true or false as the output. If you write separately that one, for example, range of 1 to 50 you have written. If you write while like this, first tell me what is the output of this one exclusively. 1 to 50, some numbers will be there, right? Not true or false, right? So here after while you have to write the such a way whether the condition only, the output of this one, if you execute separately, it should be either true or false only. It should not give any others. Then only it will work. The if condition how works, the same way while also will work on the same concept. The only difference it is one time, this is multiple times. That is the only difference between both of them. Both will work on the same, right? Is that clear, guys? Now find the product of all numbers in the list. In the list, how to find the product using the for loop, we have observed the same example in the for block. Now I'm doing the same thing in the while block. So just what I'm going to do, just I'm assigning the value with 1. Initially the product is equal to 1 and the value is equal to 0 and I'm incrementing with 1. That is the only thing I'm doing. Right? 1 into 2, 3. Sorry, 1 into 2, 2. 2 into 3, 6. 6 into 4, 24. 24 into 6, 144. So you are going to get the final answer as 144. Sorry, everything to be printed means every time it is going to print. First product is equal to 1 into 2, 2. Next time product is equal to 2 into 3, 6. Product is, you are going to get output as product is equal to 2, 6. After that you are going to get 24. After that 144. You are going to get output like this. Product as 1, 2, 6, 24 and 144. If you keep this one outside means only one time will be printed, that is final product. Right? Next one is, let us go with this one. This time you have not given the increment. Now x is equal to 0, while 0 is less than equal to 2. Condition satisfied. Print 0. 0 will be printed. Again we will come back to here. Now what is the latest value of x? 0 only. Again 0 is less than 2. Again 0 is less than 2. Again 0 is less than 2. Every time x is fixed, same number is fixed means condition also always satisfies. Always satisfies means infinite times zeros will be printed. The cell will be continuously running only and it will be printed. If you see here, it is printing. Continuously it is printing. And you want to stop means you have to click on the interrupt. This is called as stop or interrupt. Here if you go and if you click on this interrupt, or if you use shortcut of this one also same. Then only it is going to interrupt. The Jupyter notebook is going to be interrupted. In the back end, this kernel is there now. This kernel will stop in between. Right? If you close this kernel, this backend, whatever the Jupyter notebook backend, this, if you close this one, this will not work. This Jupyter notebook will not work. In the backend, this black color window has to always run. Right? Now, next one is infinite loop. Infinite loop means simply you can write while true. You don't need to even write the condition also. Here, if you write the condition and you have written 0 also, the same thing. If you don't write directly, true only. Whatever the condition, final answer is true only. Na? Answer is true means infinite number of times. True. It is not even checking the condition. Answer is directly you are saying true. Then what is the condition? If condition is that one means that what is the difference between the different conditions? It is going to print always 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Infinite times 1 will be printed. Right? Is that clear? Clear, guys? Now, next one is next program. This is one of the important program and it will be asked for the Python developers generally. Ask the user to enter the numbers and submit. For example, you have to ask me certain numbers. You have to write the code such a way. You have to ask me certain numbers. I will tell you 1, 5, 15, 2, 44, something I'm going to say. How many like this I'm going to say? I also don't know. How many numbers if I say, you have to add all the numbers and finally you have to tell me the sum. For this, you have to write the program. Tell me how to write. From where we have to start. Using the while loop. So first step is while. This is okay now. Now, while you have to ask the user every time to enter the number. So within the while you ask the input of. Ask the user to enter the input of. Ask the user to enter the input of. So now the user is going to input number of times he is going to input. And whatever the value you are going to get, that you store it as some value is equal to A. Right? Now, S is equal to S plus A. Now, S value we are going to assign as 0. Asking the user multiple times. So, while here we have to write some condition. Now, what I am going to write is true. I will write true. Means infinite number of times. It is going to ask like this only. Now, first time it is going to ask the user, I am going to enter some value 1. Now 0 plus 1, sum is equal to 1. For first number, the sum is 1. Now it will ask once again the user to enter the number 5. The previous sum is 1. 1 plus 5, total is 6. Again ask the user to enter the number. I will enter this time 15. Previous sum is 6. 6 plus 15, 21. Again ask the user to enter the number. I enter 2. Again 2 plus 21, 23. Ask the user to enter again the number 44. 23 plus 44, answer is 67. Okay. Now everything is completed. It has to stop. Where it has to stop means here I am going to use if if the user, whatever the user has entered for you, if it is equal to some hash, I'm writing hash. If this is equal to hash, I'm writing break. Break that one. Break. If the user has entered hash means break. If the user has entered some number, again add. Number, again add. Again add. Till the user has entered the hash, you have to do that one. Now, how the user knows that one? First, I have to print that one. Print. Once you enter all the numbers, once all the numbers are entered, all numbers are entered, enter the hash button. I will write print that one. I will print that one. So that he will enter all the numbers. Once everything is completed, he will enter the hash button. Once the hash button was entered, the loop is going to break because it is an infinite loop. Infinite loop has to be break by using the break statement. I am using the break statement. Simple. Now the problem is, okay sir, the person has entered the hash, but hash of integer, it is going to convert means it is going to be problem. How it is going to convert that one int? So we should not use the int here. Then we have to understand we should not use the int here because the person is going to enter hash means it has to be converted to. So what we have to do here, we have to write input of int of a. This we have to change to int of a. Now the program will execute. Got the point? First, where I have started this one. After that, I have taken multiple times. You have to ask the user now. So multiple times input. Multiple times you have to get miss. You have to write within the loop that one. You have to write that one inside the loop. You have to ask the multiple times the user miss. You have to write inside the loop. Got the point? So let us observe this one. See, let me write in front of you once again the code. I'm restarting the kernel. I'm clearing off everything. Just a minute, guys. Just give me a minute. It is not working. Let me close. So clear the outs. Okay. So ask the user to enter the numbers and submit, right? So first I'm going to start with while, using the while true. While true, first I don't write even while true. First I'll ask user to enter the value input of. First I will start here. This is my first step. Now this one has to be converted to int. This is my second step. I will write int of. Okay. First I will write this one. Okay. From where you have to start is this one. So how to write the code for the first time when the given question, as per the given question. In the given question, what is there? Ask the user to enter the numbers. Enter the numbers means you have to enter means input only. The only option is input. So this is going to work for only one time. It has to be worked for multiple times means I have to use range or I have to use for loop or something. For loop, you have to use means you have to know number of values that user is going to enter 10 values or 12 values or 20 values. You have to know the number before itself, but you don't know that one also. Then what you are going to use? While true. Now what happened this one? If I execute this code, what happens? Every time it is going to ask. Let us execute. 5, 5, 14. It will continuously ask like this only. Never it will stop. Never it will stop. It will ask continuously. It will ask like this. Never it will stop. Now infinite loop has to be stopped, miss. Now already the cell is running. Now if you write the code break also, there will be no use. Already the cell is running. If the running condition is there. Now if you do the modification also, it will not do any modification. Already kernel has started and it is doing the backend. So the modification here you have to stop immediately. First I'm stopping this one. Okay. Now here what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this one. If A is equal to hash. When you have to break, miss, when it is equal to string of hash. This one was entered. You have to use the break. This one I will write next. Okay. But the problem is when I have entered a hash, it is can't be converted to int. The problem is that one. So that is the reason we have to use only up to this one. Okay. Up to this. Now let us see 5, 15, 14. And whenever I have entered the hash, it is going to break. Now hash was written inside the code. How the user will understand that one? For example, you have called to the customer care. Please enter your registered mobile number. After entering, please press the hash. It will say, right? Based on that only, we'll enter our mobile number and at the end, we'll press the hash now. If it is not saying that one, how we can know that one we have to press the hash? We'll just enter only our number only, right? We'll not press the hash. So ask the user, once you have printed, so once enter your values, once everything is completed, enter the hash. Okay, now execute once again. 5, 15, 20, completed. Now completed. Okay, now enter hash. Now that system will understand you have completed everything. Now what you have to do, these are the numbers. What are the numbers you are having? These are the numbers you are having. Now these numbers, you have to work with respect to sum. So what I'm going to do, sum I'm going to initialize with 0. And I'm going to do sum is equal to sum plus I. Now the problem is I is in the string. String cannot be added to the integer. My string has to be converted to int. So int of I. So here A, that is nothing but A. Okay. Now execute. 5, 10, 1, 12. And everything is completed hash. Now it is saying that hash, wherever the hash you have entered, s is equal to s plus int of I. What is s? S is equal to 0 hash. If this is not only, it has to add. If this is the condition, it should not add. First you have to write this one. First it is going to check that one. Else it has to be added. Else only it has to be added. Else it has to be added. If the value is equal to hash means it has to break. Else it has to work. Okay, let us write like this now. 5, 4, 1. And everything is completed hash. Now done. Adding is also done. But print, it has to do the print now. So finally I'm asking print of s. So this is final answer. Again 5, then 1 hash. Is that clear? So for writing this program, from where I have started directly, did I start here or did I start here? No, right? First time when I'm doing this one, they have asked like this, miss. In my mind, first I have got only that multiple inputs has to be printed. Multiple times it has to ask from the user, miss. Multiple times, miss, while loop. If you don't know the number, exact number, how many times it has to be asked. For if you know that the user is going to enter exactly 3 numbers, any 3 numbers he is going to enter and you have to do sum, then go with for loop only, simple for loop. For I in range of 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So 3 times only this code will be work. So 3 times only it will ask the user to enter the values. 4th time also it will not ask the user. If you are fixed with the number, miss, go with the for loop. If you don't know that user is going to enter how many numbers also, you also don't know, miss, then go with the while loop with respect to that to infinite loop. Within that infinite loop, while true. Is that clear, guys? Now like this, we are going to write values 5, 4, 1 and everything is completed hash. Now it is going to add. Is that clear? If it is hash miss, you have to break. If it is not hash miss, you have to add. That is the meaning. Hash miss break, not hash miss add. Every time it is going to add in the back. So now for this code, what is the back end, how it is going to work? First, it is going to print this one, entire things. Next, if you write this one, s is equal to 0, while true means execute. A is equal to input of, ask the user to enter input of. First, the user has entered 5. Now A is equal to 5. If A is equal to, that is 5 is equal to hash. No. Since if condition failed, automatically S part has to be executed automatically. What is there in the S? S is equal to S plus. S is 0, 0 plus int of 5. That is total 5. Now, next, coming to the next one. Again, while true, again ask the input of, ask the user. Now this time user has entered 4, number 4. If 4 is equal to hash, condition is false. So S part has to be executed. What is the S? S is equal to S plus int of I. What is int of A? What is S? 5. 5 plus int of 4. Int of 4 means 4. 5 plus 4, 9. It is going to have like this. Now again, A is equal to input of. Now this time the user has entered 1. If 1 is equal to hash, no, again false. So S part has to be executed. That is 9 plus 1, which is 10. Now again ask the user to enter the input of. This time the user has entered hash. If hash is equal to hash, condition is true. Condition true means if block has to be executed. That is break. Now what is the last value of S miss? 10 is the last value. So 10 will be printed. That is the reason it is printing 10. For this code, this is the explanation. Is that clear? Got the point? Step by step. And from where you have to start and how you have to start. Whenever they ask the code, from where you have to start. Initially, what is the starting point? From where we have to start. That one also, it's clear now. First, you are starting with respect to A is equal to input of. After that, you are taking while true. After that, you are taking hash. This one has to be understood by the user. So you are writing print that one. Due to this, you are writing this one. You have not decided this one after this one. First decided this one, later you have decided this one. But this one has to be printed first. So that one you are writing print. So that user will understand. Okay, once every value is entered, after that I have to enter the hash. Once my everything is completed. Right? Is that clear, guys? Now, similarly for while loop also, break is there. Similarly for while loop, continue is there. Similarly for while loop, else also is there. If the break was not executed, else will be executed. If the break was executed, else will not be executed. Same to same. As it is for the for loop. Whatever we are having, the same thing. Now tell me the answer of this. Write the code in your notes. Execution step by step. And I want the correct answer. This time I am going to select one student randomly. output of this. I want execution, not the answer. I want the execution. How you have executed in your notes also is very important. Step by step execution. Please don't write at the last page. Write in the center of your notes only. Everything is equally important. Nothing is rough is there. Yeah, one student from online has replied, and two students has given the answers. Yeah, this is the code. Choice is yours. Yeah, don't need to type. Don't need to type the explanation in the chat box. Don't type the explanation in the chat box. If you type miss, others also if you type miss, it is going to be difficult. Please don't type. Just you type the answers. Online students, please type your answer. Offline students, you can tell your answer, and I'm going to select randomly one student. One student of my choice. One student completed. 2. Okay, done. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Good. Always my choice will be the last bench. My favorites are last bench. Anyways, we know first bench people will understand very clearly. Null hypothesis, of course. You don't know hypothesis testing, right? By default, the first benches will understand the concept, and last bench, let us call from one student from the last bench. Done? Now, which student is going to come in my place and he is going to explain to others? Who is ready? Yeah, come. Rise చేశారుగా మిమ్మల్ని అడిగి come. Explain the code. Or otherwise from there only, not a props. Why to come? Yeah, start. Okay. I is less than or equal to. Others, please don't respond. Only her. Only one. Print 0. 0 will be printed. One. Yeah, I equal to 1. Yeah, if 1 is equal to 0, so condition fail. So next I is equal to 1. Y is less than or equal to again 6. That is 1 is less than or equal to 6. Print 1. So 1 will be printed. Next I is equal to 1 plus 1, which is 2. If 2 is equal to 4, condition fail. So if block will not be executed. Next. Print 2. I is equal to I plus 1. That is 2 plus 1, 3. 3 is equal to 4. Condition fail. Next. 3. Print 3. So 3 will be printed. 3 plus 1. 4. If condition fail, sorry. If 4 is equal to 4, break. So it is going to stop here and it will come out of the while block. Now, so else part will be printed or not? No. So finally, what is your output? 0, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Done. That is the answer. Right? Is that clear? Now tell me, in this particular, what is the use of these numbers? Just to calculate the length. Now, last code. Last code and one more student answer. Yeah, some of the students has been muted. Huh? Just a minute. Let me check. Yeah. Some voice is running on the background. Yeah, I have cleared off. Please, everyone, please be on mute. Online students, please be on mute. Allow participants to rename themselves. Right? Now everything is mute. Now, please. Don't write the code in the notes. It is waste of time. Write the execution. By saying the question on the board, write the execution. Step by step execution. Done? 1, 2. Only 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Online students, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, type the answer, please. Please type the answer. Online students, please type your answers. Done? Yeah, explain. No need. But bit loud. Start the explanation. Okay. Print x colon 8. Okay. Eight minus 5 is equal to 3. Okay. If x3 is equal to 4, condition failed, so if block will not work. Okay, done. Now x is equal to 3. 3 is greater than or equal to 1. True. So x colon 3 will be printed. 3 minus 5, which is minus 2. If that is minus 2 is equal to 4. If condition fails, again back. Now x is equal to minus 2. minus 2 is greater than equal to 1. So which is false. So while statement will fail. Come down. Now else part will be printed or not? It will print. So x is 3, x is 8, x is 3, and x, that is minus 2, is no longer greater than 1. This is the answer, right? So your answer is x is 8 colon x colon 8, x colon 3, minus 2 is no longer greater than 1 is your answer, right? The same thing. Perfect. Done. So that is the end of the session for today. And in tomorrow's class, we are going to discuss functions. Functions. Now, whatever we have created, we are going to create as a shortcut of that. Tomorrow's class is called as shortcuts. Class name is called as shortcuts, which is called as functions. We'll see tomorrow.